Go live, go live, go live, go live, go live, go live. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Hello, 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 everybody. Scott is having some technical difficulties, and he'll be in just a second. We'll get started. Hello to Stephanie Gregg, Eva Woman 2, Corinne, Zach Samples, Cindy Smith, or Cindy Franzen. Hello, hello. Hello to Margie. All right. Go away for a week and almost forget how to do all this stuff. Let's see here. Alrighty. All right, Scott's working on his mic. He'll be in a second. Good evening. So I have an idea for tonight's show. Hello, Jen Rose. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Shebs81 over on Instagram. Hello, Thomas Perk. Thank you. Had a good about 50 some hours down at Walt Disney World. It was a fun, cool kids summer trip. That is such a good song. Falling Through a Cloud. Alrighty. We are live. It looked like it was going to rain a few minutes ago. Now the sun is bright out, brighter than ever as soon as we go live. Because I like the room dark. And I didn't close the blinds. Ooh, Tennessee lost. There he is. Boom. Watch this. You'll see Scott in 3, 2, 1. Boom.
So I was right there when you sent the leak. It just took me like 17 tries to get the microphone to work.
It's how life is. I know, seriously, dude.
I know, and I wanted to talk to you before we went live too. I had a question for you, but I can talk to you later.
We can go non-live after the show. Cool.
It was just a podcast cruise question, which I can ask here, but I was just gonna ask you offline.
I'm ready to. We need to talk. I'm so ready to go because now that little quick trip was over from this week.
Yeah,
I'm 100% like ready.
Well, we know we're done just because the graduation stuff done now, and like, oh, get this though, like because Emily has to work today, so we were like those parents that went to like all her friends' open houses today on her behalf.
Oh, from like graduation parties?
Yeah. So we went to like 3 graduation parties today for Emily because she was working.
Nice. Yeah.
We knew like a couple, like we knew them sort of, but it was just kind of weird.
That's funny. That's all I had to think about.
But then we saw some of the friends that we know better, like at some of these, so that was kind of cool. Like, oh yeah, we can talk to them.
That is.
We don't know you, but we can talk to you.
Like Hal had their graduation yesterday, and so there aren't a whole lot of parties this weekend. Mm-hmm. And then next weekend there's not, I guess, because of Father's Day. But like the next weekend is like everybody's. They're almost all.
I'm glad we're just already done with it all. It feels so good to have all that done.
Yep. Like all that weekend of, I think it's like the 21st ish. Like because I see like all these invitations in the kitchen, like they're everywhere. Like it'll be crazy. Hello, Rhonda Lee. Good seeing you. It's been a bit. It's so funny though. You went without her. That cracks me up.
Yeah, we had to represent Emily, but we're like, just call her and text her. I'm sure she'll do something with you this summer.
Oh man. Let's see. Thomas says, Scott, listen to the live show too late. I was in River Rouge during a grad party. I could have detoured to Lansing.
Oh man.
River Rouge close to you? River Rouge.
Could have detoured to Lansing. Would have been awesome.
We have lots of folks on Instagram tonight. That's cool. All right. Sue.
You got password tonight?
We need a password tonight. Absolutely. So what should it be? You got to come up with something. What should we do? Because we need. Yeah, that's a good call. I forgot about that till just now. Oh,
I'm
that's
trying
what.
to think. Maybe the chat can help us really quick.
What about
Favorite table service restaurant at Epcot or something, or I don't know. That's not really like timely. I'm just trying to think of something.
what about something with the Muppets? But I mean, people would know the Muppets.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Someone could throw something in the chat.
Yep. Yeah, we do need a password. Yeah. Let me think. Now
It could just be the lizard question. Who's your favorite podcast host?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Name us a couple podcast hosts.
That'd be funny. Yeah, that was not good. I had to go back in and edit that show afterwards. I was not happy. I was not a happy podcaster. All right. Okay, let's do a podcast. All right, we're gonna have questions. We're gonna have a little interactive thing here that I thought of this afternoon.
Oh, I just say I don't even know. I don't even know what it is.
We'll spring it on you. We'll do a little ranking show tonight. A little ranking on the fly.
Okay.
All right. So
I like rankings.
I know, me too. All right, let's see here. Let's hit record. So we got a record of the conversation for Thursday. Here we go. What was today? Ooh, my anniversary is in 2 days. Here we go. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, June 8th, 2025. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Hope you're having a great weekend. We're here for the next hour, and the phone lines are going to be open at 407-584-7173. 407-584-7173. We're going to be talking to you. We're going to have a little interactive fun here in just a few minutes. But before we get to that, we'll talk a little Disney news off the top of the show with my good buddy co-host of the podcast and the owner of Must See Adventures over on YouTube, Scotty G. What's going on, Scott?
Happy Sunday, Mike. It's been like a weird weekend. I haven't like talked to you. So like a little bit behind the scenes, like me and Mike like text like every day, just about at least a little something. Like we check in, say hi, or share a funny story that happened throughout the day. And like I feel like I haven't chatted with you. My only chat really was like live show tonight.
I know,
which is which behind the scenes is like a typical like Sunday chat. Like we don't talk about it ahead of time. I just get a text around like 5:30 my time. Like, you in for the live show tonight?
Well, I always assume you're in. Like, I mean, you're in.
I usually try to tell you when I'm not. Yeah,
100%. Like, I know, like, it's a standing thing. It's our show on Sunday nights. Like, it's you and I. It's our show kind of thing, and we get our callers. But I was just checking to make sure, like, you're healthy, you're not have a family obligation or something.
I know you never know something could happen, right?
You're not on the DL. Yeah, that's just what I do when I sit down with my Taco Bell at the table. Like, I'm like, dude, you ready? Let's go. And like,
so now I have some background into that too. That's normally when you're having your Taco Bells. When I get
exactly
that text. Okay. I can put a visual to it now.
Exactly. I'm either in the drive-through or I've made it home and I've sat down to.
And sometimes this is so rude. Like, I love Mike and great friend, but like sometimes I make him sweat a little bit when I know like I'm gonna do it. Like, I'll wait a little bit and not respond, which is like a jerk. That's a jerky move sometimes. But
and then you're like, I should be there. Well,
and I never like fully commit either. Isn't that funny?
I thought about that tonight when you said that. I'm like, you jerk face. Like, you better be there.
I never fully commit. I just said like, yeah, I'll be around.
I know, because I was like, I haven't talked to you in a week. You should be there. I need you to be there. Like, we haven't even talked in forever. I want to talk to you, dude. You should be there. You better be there.
It's so funny. This interaction is always so funny. I just like the mess with Mike.
Kill me, dude. And it's National Best Friends Day, brother. What do you?
That was so rude to me. Like, I wish I'd go back and be like, absolutely, I'm gonna be there for you.
Whatever. You're
just wait till next week's when I respond. Look.
We shouldn't be spatting here like on the show, but here we are. So anyway, Zach Samples over. Thank God, Zach's changing the subject over on Instagram. He says our password for tonight: best Walt Disney World snack. Let's go with that.
I like that.
I like it. Let's go with it. So when you call in tonight, password off the top of the show is your best Walt Disney World snack. So it's got to be a snack you get at World. So you got to prove your mettle there to get through. So yeah, just like real siblings. That's exactly what it is. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm about to grab them and give them a noogie or something here because it's about to happen. But we're gonna talk Disney. I just got back, had a good time. We'll talk about that on the show because Pam's gonna be here Friday for the Friday show. Got to do some cool stuff. The Cool Kids Summer stuff was awesome. It was more than I thought. There's a lot of stuff for the kids. The younger set, I would say kids from like 3 to 10. A lot of stuff going on there with like they've brought back Streetmosphere in a way at the studios, interactive things. If you're staying at Pop Art, Caribbean Beach, or Wilderness Lodge, make sure you go by the front desk when you check in because you will get a free bag that says Cool Kids Summer this summer, and it has like activities inside the bag, stickers, activity sheets, stickers, and stuff like that. But they don't tell you this, so make sure you do that. But Cool Kids Summer is pretty neat.
See, I'd like a reason to go to the front desk. We talk about this a lot. Like, it's cool, yeah, to go straight to your room, you land, you get your rental car and all that. But like, I miss going to a lobby and going to the front desk. That's like the whole start of a vacation to me, right? So I like this, but they just need to encourage you a little bit more, I feel like.
I agree. And, while I was talking to somebody about this, actually, so it's a funny story about my trip real quick, because this isn't like, doesn't mean really anything to anything, but I got to the airport super early, as I always do, when I was flying out on Tuesday, because I had a 4:50 p.m. flight, which I always usually take the first flight of the day, but just how it worked out, I went down the night before. So I took a late afternoon flight, but Pam dropped me off, right? Because now that she's retired, she has nothing else to do. So I'm like, can you be my Uber?
I was hoping she was going to go with you.
Well, she had to run the cheer camp Wednesday,
Okay.
Thursday, Friday. So it was exact same dates. So it didn't work out. But I'm like, well, can you at least drop me off so I don't have to pay to park and I have to ride the church van? Because it's the biggest nightmare at our airport. Like, they don't have enough of them and it takes forever. So anyway, she drops me off. So that takes off like it totally messed with my timing, right? Because you got to park and you got to hope a church van picks you up way out on the lot, and then it takes a little bit. Like you got to play for the worst case scenario every time. Anyway, she drops me off. Boom! But at our airport, you literally get dropped off at the curb. There's never a line at security at our airport. You walk right through, and literally the gate is maybe 20 yards from security at our airport, and you're there. And so I still got there I was there like 2.5 hours, like waiting for my plane.
Dang.
So I'm sitting there just bored, listening to my podcast and stuff. And his family sits right next to me. I mean, like right next to me. But so I start hearing them talking about Disney. They're saying a lot of stuff. They're super excited, right? They got the matching shirts. They're like pumped, right? And I love it. Like, but I'm not trying to butt in. I'm just listening to my podcast, but you can hear the talking. And I hear that they're staying at Coronado, right? And I can tell they've never stayed there before. And they're getting in, they're on my flight, right? So they're getting in late, and they're talking about they're going to be hungry. And so, and I know they're getting in at like 8:30. So I have to help them out, right? I'm like, Rick's. I'm like, if you want to go somewhere real quick and get something decent, Rick's. Like, we'll have like, decent food, the kind of sports bar stuff, go there. I'm like, you could also go to the food court. They got decent stuff for, get by, late on a Tuesday night.
It was like a live listener question almost, but without the question, no. But yeah, it
was. And they're like, "Oh, you've stayed there before?" I'm like, "Oh, have I stayed there before? It's the official resort of
my podcast." Yeah,
you don't know our Discord channel, no. But
did they know they were talking to a celebrity?
No, they were not. But before we got on that plane, they booked an ADR from Maya Grill.
Sweet.
I'm like, how do you feel about fajitas? They're like, we love fajitas. You kidding me? I'm like, okay, you have a great Mexican restaurant right there. They're like, really? I'm like, oh yeah, smooth jazz too. But yeah, I tell them all about the pool and everything. So yeah, they were so jazzed about the hotel they were staying at. So then the thing is, Thursday, so it was Tuesday night on the flight down. Thursday, I'm walking into the studios. They see me on the way in. They're like, there's our friend from the gate on the plane.
Oh my gosh. So
we got a selfie together, and they're having a blast. They have on different matching shirts at this point.
Okay. I remember this photo. You said my friends from St. Louis or something. Yeah,
it's on my Instagram, right? It says like Disney Crew or something. And dude, they were having the best time, right? And it just made me happy that they were just having so much fun. And they love Coronado, they said. And it was just like all going good. But it's one of those things like I stand back. I don't know. And this one thing we're going to ask.
You kind of have to sometimes, yeah. But
like when you're at the gate, because all of our listeners know just about everything about Walt Disney World or Disneyland or whatever. Like we know, but like when do you offer advice? But when do you try to just not jump in because I typically do not jump in. However, it was like I felt like God was like they're staying at Coronado too. Like, what are the chances? And they're going to get there late. And they're going to be hungry. And like I've been there. I mean, if you wander around too long, everything's going to close. Like we're getting there at like 8:30 or 9. If they'd have messed around for like an extra half hour, everything would have been closed, and they'd have been hungry, and they had a kid. And I don't want that. But it worked out great for them, and they,
That's so good. Where did you end up going? Did you go to Rick's?
I went and got, oh my gosh, Siri's going now. On this other computer. Hang on, how do I turn that off?
You should have like slipped on a business card too. Like, hey, I can be your travel agent in the future.
No, I wasn't worried about that. I was just worried about.
I know that was awesome. Though. That was really good.
But no, it was one of those things. I just wanted to get, because think about it, like that first night of your trip when you're getting in like late, it could totally like start your trip off on a bad way or a good way. I mean, and I wanted to get off on the right foot.
For sure.
But they did.
I know. I try to butt out too, unless if I hear something like completely wrong, right? And I know for a fact it's wrong, I'll try to like jump in politely and correct it. But if I like, you know what I mean? Like if you know it's going to lead to like a big disaster, right? Like you're just going to jump in, which yours could have been a disaster, right? They could have been hangry and all that. So I felt like that was the right move. And look at that. And then you see them 2 days later. They love you. They remember you. It's awesome.
That was cool. That was really, I mean, I was happy that they were happy, but it was, and I'm glad they fell in love with Coronado because it's a great resort. It's like, you made a great choice on your hotel. I was like, let me just tell you, that's right. That's my go-to. And that's where I'll be tonight too.
I love this story. That's so great.
But the reason I brought that up, all this going back to this, is because she told me she did not do online check-in because she says, I'm going to try to get pixie dusted. I'm going to the desk. Oh. And I said, now I'll be honest. I said, I do this for a living. I said, let me tell you, I did say this. I said, I do book travel for a living. I said, I have a podcast. I said, and upgrades lately are few and far between. I said, so I wouldn't really get your, I was being honest with her. I was like, don't get your hopes up that you're going to get some kind of like presidential suite or something, especially at like, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. I said, but you're guaranteed to get what you booked. I said, so you're not going to get anything less. I said, so you're fine. I said, this is a great strategy. I mean, you're fine. And plus you get to interact with a cast member. You get to address any concerns you may have. You can check your magic bands. It's always a good idea late at night, so you don't have to make an extra trek if you get put out in the ranchos or something. That's a long walk. I said, good call. I said, but it's fine. I said, I do online. She asked me if I did. I said, yeah, I did, because I want to go straight to my room. But I said, I think you're doing the right thing. I said, but you may get pixie dusted, but I said, don't count on it.
How does that work though? Do you ask to be pixie dusted? Like, I don't even know how.
I don't know, because I've never asked. I the last time I got upgraded was like 10 years ago.
I like to hear in the chat, because I've never been upgraded for anything. Because I'm going to do this summer, because we land like kind of late that first night. We're staying at the boardwalk, so like I'm gonna skip online check-in, just go up to the desk and just chat with the cast member. I just love that experience, right? You walk into the lobby, you don't know what your room number is yet. You feel like the vibe in the. You talk to a friendly cast member. I just like to be surprised. I guess you still get surprised when you get the text, but if I'm coming in late, I'd rather just go to the desk. Absolutely.
No, I agree. And plus, Steve Forrester, I was hanging out with him for a couple of days, right? And he was the one, he got the your room is almost ready text like 7 times this trip one time. That's the worst text ever. Why? Like, why did they?
I don't even want that.
Like, I know. Why did they jerk around with you like that? Anyway. And Chris Young is saying in his experience visiting the front desk, a check-in's a good idea, because it does. I mean, it can be proactively solving magic band issues.
I love getting that resort map too, where they're like, have you been here before? I'm like, yes, I've been here 25 times. Like, but I tell them like, oh, it's been a little bit. So they'll like draw like what pathway I need to take to get to my room. And then they'll draw the Mickey ears where my room is. Like, I don't know. I find that fun. It's magical to me.
It is still fun. All right. So we've been yapping. So let me open up the phone lines. It is 407-584-7173. An idea that I had to be kind of interactive tonight was that we're going to have the question, the password, your favorite Walt Disney World snack when you call in. Then if you're good, we'll continue with the call. Just kind of having fun there and also kind of avoiding problems, but ranking things tonight. So Scott or I will give you a topic like moderate resorts. You have to give us your ranking right on the spot. Rank the 4 moderate resorts and just see what you think about that. And we'll say like rank sit-down restaurants at your top 3 sit-down restaurants at the studios, just so we could have something to talk about. We're not going to talk about it for an hour. We'll talk about it for a few minutes just to have a little fun, little conversation. All right. So 407-584-7173 is the number. 407-584-7173 as I do not disturb the phone line. And it is open, and we're going to be taking your calls. We're going to be having a good time tonight. Let's see here.
All right, I got my first question.
There you go. And Shaggy says, I always go to the front desk at Pop Century to try to get close to the Skyliner. That works. All right. So we have a call coming in. So let's grab that and do this and do this and hit this. Hello, caller. You there?
It's Fulton.
Fulton, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. I just got back from Terre Haute.
Hey, what's your favorite Walt Disney World snack?
Oh, let's see. Pretzels is mine.
Good snack. I had a snack. I had a pretzel when I was down there on Thursday.
Yeah, I just got back from Terre Haute this week.
How'd you do?
I got in second place in the 100-meter dash.
Nice.
Silver medal. Bronze medal for third place in the 200.
Oh, you were on the podium twice.
Yeah.
I'm not racing you. I am not racing you.
You're not?
No. Heck no. You'd smoke me. No way. I'm old and slow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
I know, right? And I was on the Terre Haute news yesterday.
You are. That's just that's like a regular day for you, though. You're quite the celebrity.
Yep, and I played pickleball from Noblesville. They got pickleball in Noblesville now, so I'm gonna try that sport this coming up soon. I'm not sure when it's gonna be. So
I've played a little pickleball. I need to get more into that, because I'm getting older, and that's kind of originally that was kind of an old person's game, but everybody plays now. It's kind of hip. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, Fulton, congratulations.
Thank you. Where's Mike at?
This is me. What do you mean? This is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
What's up?
Not much. I'm here.
Yeah.
Always been. I'm always here.
There's two mics.
Scott's here too.
Yeah.
Scott's here.
I got confused.
Yeah, no. Scott's here though too. Scotty G.
Okay, great. So, yeah, well, but next year, I think I'm going to be doing softball again this year.
There you go.
Because we're going to try our best to win this year. Because last year we won the gold medal for softball, so we're coming back and facing our fears, and we are kicking back and getting ready for our summer game.
Look out. Defending champs coming out of the state of Indiana. Hoosier Power. There you go.
Yep.
All right.
Good.
Well, Fulton,
congratulations
and thanks for the call, brother.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Tell the family we said hi.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Fulton there. He's our champ out taking care of Special Olympics out in Indiana. Love that.
I like it.
All right.
Got a good laugh out of that one too.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Where's Mike tonight?
I'm confused. I'm like, where am I? I don't know. Where's Mike?
Where's Mike?
407-584-7173. 407-581. But nope. 407-584-7173. Fulton's got me off my game. He's on the podium twice.
So many different types of pretzels you can get as a snack too.
You know my favorite's that sweet cheese.
Oh, that's the best one.
Cheese pretzel.
It's so good. You actually got me hooked on that one.
Dude,
you introduced me to it.
Sweet and salty at the same time from the lunching pad.
It's really good. A classic Mickey pretzel though is really good too.
I agree. The lunching pad now has a breakfast item. It's like a breakfast bowl.
Okay. Interesting.
Like tater tots and.
Well, I might have to check that out. Like my quick service breakfast thing lately has been going to Friar's Nook when I'm in the Magic Kingdom. Got a nice little like breakfast sandwich that they have there that will just share the three of us, because like me and Emily like don't like breakfast really much. Like Liz loves it, but obviously she prefer like a nice table service, nice breakfast. But when we're on the go at Magic Kingdom in the morning, you got to eat a little something, so we just kind of share a couple of those on the go. It's been working good. But I like the launching pad idea.
Yeah, it's a tough call, right? Because at the Magic Kingdom, if you're there in the morning, you don't want to slow down because that's like prime time to get stuff.
Exactly.
You're trying to beat the crowds, but I mean, dude, if you don't eat something, you're going to hit the wall and crash.
Oh yeah, and me and Emily in particular, we'll get hangry. Like,
Yeah, no, me too. Oh,
poor
dude.
Elizabeth. Like, she's got to put up with me and Emily. Like, it's the redhead in us. We can get angry sometimes.
Yeah,
I
you're
try. I mean, it's rare, but it can happen.
All right, 407-584-7173 phone line wide open. Give us a call. We can talk about. We can call in.
I'll give you my. I have a ranking. I'll give it to you, and then we'll ask the next caller what it is.
All right.
And I know we talked about this before, but it's always a fun one in my opinion to rank your modes of transportation. So I want you to start from your least favorite to your favorite, and that would be bus, boat, Skyliner, and monorail.
Hang on, we got to call so we get this engaged here to do this.
All right, we got a call just in time.
And then I'll do that, and then I'll have the caller help us out too. All right, we have a caller. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike. It's Ashley in New Jersey. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Ashley. How are you?
Good. I actually called in last week, and we were chatting a bit about our cruise coming up next year and a trip later this year to Disney World. You were a big help.
That's right. Well, hey, you got to get the password, though, because we got to make sure you're legit, even though I know you are. What's your favorite snack at Walt Disney World?
Ooh.
I know. It's hard, isn't it? It's like tough picking your favorite kid.
I mean, I think it has to be a classic Mickey bar, right? I feel like I have to go with the classic.
Can't go wrong. Yeah, definitely. I mean, even though I used to be a Mickey bar guy, but I've over the last 5 years I've gone Mickey ice cream sandwich. I've never changed.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you caught me off guard with that one. If I had more time to think I could get a little more creative. Probably something from Epcot.
Yeah,
but you can't go wrong with a Mickey bar.
So now you know what it's like to record with Mike when he'll he'll tell you what the Friday topic is like right before you hit the button. And like I don't know what my answer is going to be to these things. So yeah, you got to feel the pressure, Ashley.
That is true. That's kind of why. That's kind of the bonus of kind of being the person who's behind the grand controls, right? Because all day I stew on a topic, and then I'm like, by the way, we're going to talk about 5 reasons to stay at Riverside. All right, let's go.
I love it. I missed the beginning of this episode. So if you tease the password question, I didn't have a time to think about it.
See, there you go. I mean,
I hopped right into that one.
Yeah, well, now you're living like Ricky, Pam, and Scott. There you go.
I love it. I have a couple questions if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
First up, so I mentioned last week, we're going to do a trip in September down to Disney World with my 2 kids, a 2-year-old and a 2-month-old. She'll be about 6 months when we go. And I remember when we went with our 2-year-old last year, that Dumbo area was like clutch, that little playground area inside, air conditioned. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is
there anything else?
Queue.
Is there anything similar to that that's a must do for kids in this age bracket?
It's like 2-year-olds.
I mean, they have some like outdoor playgrounds, like the is the boneyard going to be gone? I'm trying to think.
The boneyard is gone.
It is gone, right? Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved the boneyard.
But they do have playgrounds at Epcot.
Yeah,
Epcot. Right outside Creation Shop.
The problem is they're outdoors and gets really hot.
Yeah. So when you're going when?
September. So hopefully not too bad.
Yeah,
but that Dumbo area was
the
like a little hidden gem.
I agree. Yeah, that is clutch. Because that's one of the best parts about Disneyland when they added back in Toontown, even though it's not indoors, but the weather is more temperate out at Disneyland. That Toontown area for the kids to go crazy in back there, man, they nailed it back there. That's a great place for kids that age. But you're not gonna be out there.
I'm sure.
Trying to think what else. Oh man. And then Cool Kids summer activities will probably be over by then too, because they've added a lot of junk, not junk, but like a lot of like fun activities. Like stuff going on, because like the Goofy dance party, that would be fun.
She would love that. Yeah.
Kids are like loving that. That'll probably end
when
school
I'm telling
starts.
You, we spent more time at that Dumbo play area than I think anywhere else. Hours.
That's
funny. Isn't that ironic? Because really, all it is like it's a glorified time to wait out your ride. To get on the ride. But I don't want to get on the ride. I want to stay here and play. But it is. I mean, I'll get it. I mean, it's because I've been in there, many times, and it's awesome. It's a great idea.
It's funny too because like there's all these rides and so much to do, and then the kids like the play area and the bubbles. The bubbles are the biggest hit. I'm like, we could have done this in our backyard.
100%. Like what it is, like a glorified. Like I mean, honestly, like McDonald's back in the day had those kind of jungle gym sets.
I
mean, it's like a gigantic one of those, but that's really what it was. In a sense. But okay,
the little playgrounds are fun. That's a good idea. Hopefully, it won't be too hot, so we can hit up a few of those.
Yeah. So, what's your other question?
And Scott, I know you're a DVC guy, right? You've done a lot of the DVC hotels.
I've stayed at them all. Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. So you're just the guy to ask. So we want to do Animal Kingdom Lodge. We're going to go on DVC points. Never been. Should we do Kidani or Jumbo? What do you?
Ooh, that's the $1 million question. So I just like the action of Jumbo better. Because there's just more offerings at the resort there, like with the restaurants and like the more robust lobby. And I like the pool area maybe slightly better. But Kidani is just like I feel like the walkways are even longer at Kidani Village for whatever reason. I just feel like while it's like the lobby is like a little bit smaller, but like if you're getting like a Savannah room in particular, I just feel like you just walk and walk and walk forever, even more so at Kidani. And I just feel like I'm away from the action when I'm there. I don't know why. I'm more like an action kind of guy. But I just prefer being at Jumbo. I just think that feels more homey to me, if that makes sense.
It's funny because I know pretty much nothing about Animal Kingdom Lodge, and the only thing I've heard is that Kidani has really long hallways. Like I keep hearing that over and over again.
That's funny. Well, they do. Trust me, they do.
They do. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Correct.
It's
Is
funny.
there
I took my
that or a pool area that's better at one over the other? Because I think that would kind of be a deal breaker for us too.
The
if there's one
Kidani
that's better.
pools. I think the Kidani
For the
pool's
age
better for
bracket.
kids.
It might be because they have that like splash area over there too.
At the Kidani pool.
Mhm.
Better for I would. Yeah, I mean the Jumbo House's pool is amazing. It's like, but I would say it tends to lend itself more to like adults, where I look at the Kidani pool, which you got to go across the parking lot to get to, but it does have more like the interactive like splash features to it.
Could we walk between the two properties, or do you have to just stick with Kidani if we're staying at Kidani?
Take a little shuttle bus.
There's a shuttle bus that goes between the two, which is what I would recommend, especially with like your family dynamic with the little ones. I think that'd be a lot easier.
Okay, it's not. Is it like sprawling like a Saratoga between the two properties? Like how Saratoga you have to really walk to get between the buildings?
Yeah, there's just not really like a really good path. That's the thing. There's not really like a good path to walk there. Like, like it's just not like, and it's just not visually like all that great either. Like where Saratoga, you got like that big fountain in the center and like little different pathways you could take to get to places. There's just like a road you just kind of had to go down to get to Kidani. And I wish there was like a cool bridge or something that connected the two.
I agree.
You'd think, right?
Yeah, it would be nice if they had like some kind of skyway or some kind of connector, but Scott's exactly right. Especially with two little kids, I'd just jump the shuttle bus because it runs pretty frequently.
And at the end of the day, like I know we have so many DVC lists. I know we have so many DVC owners, so like a lot of them I think like Kidani for different reasons that where I like Jumbo, like where they might like that's quieter, right? At Kidani. But I just love sitting in that lobby. That's just one of my favorite things about like the Disney resorts, right? Is just using like even some of the like open public areas, right? I just love sitting in like the rocking chairs there and such, where there's just less of that at Kidani, I would say. But you're still gonna get great if you're doing a safari, like a Savannah view, you're still gonna get great views of the animals. You're gonna get very similar experiences at both. So it's really hard to pick one or the other, but I just tend to lean towards Jumbo a little bit just because of the grand lobby and the gift shop and things like that.
I do love a grand lobby. That's why Wilderness Lodge is one of my absolute favorites.
Oh yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, you need Jumbo.
Yeah, well, is there a hotel or a property that you would recommend like for this age bracket over any of the others? I think we're pretty much locked in with Animal Kingdom Lodge, but I'm curious if you think there would be a better fit.
It sounds like ready, for Animal Kingdom Lodge to me.
I mean, I think that's great because the animals, right? I mean, it's so great for kids to like watch animals. Like my 17-year-old still loves. I mean, I'm 41 years old. I still love watching the animals. I mean, what I would argue though is like art animation because of like the characters, right? Like the big figures of like the characters, But I lean more towards like, and I'm not trying to sound like snotty or anything, but I like that deluxe feel, I like the feel of like the Animal Kingdom Lodge better than art animation, but I feel like that's always a fun one for kids your age, I would say too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but since we're going DVC, I don't think art of animation would be an option. Am I wrong?
No. If you're saying DVC points, then no, yes, for sure. Okay. I didn't know if you were doing cash or DVC. Gotcha.
And also,
I think we're gonna go on points this time. I love art of animation; such a great resort.
Real quick too, Animal Kingdom Lodge Jumbo House has a really nice playground right outside next to the big pool. Now that's it's right next to the big pool at Jumbo House. So not the Kidani pool, but the Jumbo pool. It's a really nice little playground that you could enjoy. The kids would love that.
Oh, nice.
Because I remember
think
my
we're gonna be
girls
spending a lot more.
played
It's
on
gonna be
it.
a lot of out of the park time, or not like waiting in rides. It's gonna be a lot of this playground, splash pad kind of stuff. So all this is really good to know.
And Animal Kingdom is the perfect resort for that because there are so many like activities you can do. Like you can prepare food for the animals. Like we're talking about the front desk. I think you came in late. I think you came in late to the show, but we were talking about like visiting the front desk was like a topic we were talking about earlier. This is one resort you really want to go to the front desk when you check in and get a list of all their activities that they're doing for the week. Because you'll find like there's like these culture activities you can do, like learn how to drum, or like you can do like restaurant tours of Boma, and those are kids friendly. Like before they open up Boma for dinner, you can do like a tour of the restaurant. They'll talk about the art and all this stuff. Like it's so cool for adults and kids alike. So I think you have a great time there.
I had no idea. I'm so glad you mentioned that. That's great. Yeah, I mean, all the stuff for kids, and then the dining. I think Animal Kingdom Lodge is some of my favorites.
It's
I've eaten
the
at
best.
Boma and a couple of the other places before.
It's so good.
I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you
Boma's
can't.
great.
Oh, Boma's so good.
Jico, Sanaa over at Kidani.
Yeah.
And even
the bread service
Mara's like top notch. I mean, Mara's got great options. The counter service, it's good stuff.
I haven't been there, but I love Sanaa. Loved Boma. Can't go wrong with either of those.
Oh, gotta stop.
I mean, I just got to say, like, it seems like you're a little bit of a foodie, so I'm just gonna. I know it's a little bit more pricier being a signature, but you got to try Jico, especially if you're gonna stay at Jumbo. It is phenomenal. Even Mike's been there.
I have been there, and Jico was outstanding.
I have never been to Jico. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I've done Boma, Sanaa, Jico. I haven't done Jico. Are those all the restaurants there?
Yes,
those are the 3 table service ones. Yeah, and then you got the Mara. Okay. So that's another good thing about staying at Jumbo. There's not a counter service per se at Kidani. So if you wanted to grab like a quick, like something before you like head to the bus or head to the parks, like it's easier to do at Jumbo because you can just like mobile order something at the Mara on your way out, where it's a little more challenging to do at Kidani.
All right, I think I'm sold on Jumbo. The splash pad was kind of edging me out for Kidani, but I think I'm gonna have to go Jumbo for this trip.
The thing is, you can still experience it, right? You can still experience the splash pad.
Yes,
you know,
that's what we did when we stayed at Animal. I've never stayed at Kidani. I've stayed at Jumbo House like 3 or 4 times. And when Mallory was little, we just went up to Kidani, walked across the parking lot, and went to the Kidani pool because she liked the splash pad. So we stayed at Jumbo and used the Kidani pool. It was not a problem. So
I love it. You can go between the two. I wasn't sure about that. That's great to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do those activities I was talking about too. Like, so this was years ago. I think they still I still think they do this. I feel like I got to do a research assignment now, Ashley, and check it out myself before you get there in September. Because we called it the beaded activities. They give you this string and you would like get beads and these like little like plastic things you put on your beads for like unlocking these, activities. And they did them at both locations. So we kept shuttling between the 2 resorts back and forth like all day because we tried to do them all like in one day.
Fun. I love that.
So it was, and of course they were so smart with the timing. Like at 10 o'clock, they were going to do this like Find Simba thing at Jumbo. And then at 11, they were going to do this Feed the Animals at Kidani. So like we kept shuttling back and forth. There was a lot of fun. I don't know if it's to that extent anymore,
cool.
but now like I want to research it now. I got to find out and we'll let you know.
Yeah, please do. I mean, I'm going to have so many more questions as both of these trips. And then I have, like I said, the cruise next year. I have a lot of questions that are going to be coming up. So I'll definitely call back. And I'm really curious about that. It's good to know.
Well, it's good to know because it keeps us in business. We like questions. So
yeah, we love it.
Love it.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't catch the Sunday call-in show because I'm putting my toddler down to sleep, but she was down early tonight. It's the benefit of skipping a nap. So I was like, perfect.
There you go.
Call in and talk to them.
I got my nap this afternoon, so there you go. So you're good to go.
Lucky.
Little rainy in St. Louis, and the baseball game was not going well. So all of a sudden I nodded off, and it was 7-3. So there you go. No, we appreciate it. So awesome. Do call in when you get a chance. We love talking with you.
Perfect. Thank you both so much. I'll talk to you guys soon. You take care.
All right. Have an outstanding week. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye, Mike. Bye, Scott.
Bye.
All right. Great call.
I can't believe I failed the boneyard thing. I forgot. Like I was like, I knew it was closing. I wasn't sure it closed yet though.
It's been gone, right?
I just lost my podcaster card right there.
You're going to say next thing you'll be sending people to the Muppets. 407-584-7173, 407-581-7173. So ranking, I would give the bus my lowest, even though I'm not super anti-bus.
A
Let's
bus
see.
on a hot summer day is like the best, man.
Oh
Midday.
yeah. So, but then you got the boats, monorails, and Skyliner.
Yeah.
I go Skyliner next.
As number 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it can be unreliable because of the weather. Sometimes you
Right.
can't count on that Skyliner. I do
And
like
it only goes to certain, well, I guess the boats and monorail only go to certain resorts too.
And then
though.
I would go monorail, then probably boat is the best.
Yeah, boat's number 1 for me.
It's got to be the best, right? I guess. Boat's probably the top. Monorails. If I was going like best to worst, I go probably boat, monorail, Skyliner, bus. So
monorail has just dropped to me a little bit just because just in recent years, and it's not maybe some of it's Disney's fault. It's just so like it's dirty lately. You know, I don't know. Like you get in there and like there's trash everywhere. Like it just like bothers me, you know. Like
but okay, so I was staying at the Contemporary, right, for just a couple nights. And I gotta talk about that too, because I've never stayed there and got to this past week. But the monorail was spotless and it did not have any stink any of the times I rode it. I rode it quite a bit. So it was nice like this time. But it also, well, it is summer. I don't know why. It wasn't hot when I was down there though. It was so weird. Like
I saw you wearing a jacket one night. I was like, what is this?
In the 70s that day. And it was drizzly. And I was like a little chilly. So I wore my jacket because it was a little drizzly. And but that was a little bit weird. Just like
it was weird. It was June in Orlando, and you were wearing a jacket. It really messed with me.
It was a little drizzly. I took it off pretty quick, but yeah, I forgot I posted a picture like that, and you're like, dude, is it cold?
No, yeah, like sometimes like I don't respond to messages right away, but that one just like really caught my attention. I had to stop what I was doing. I can't remember what I was doing. I was like, what?
I know. I looked at it. I was like, hey, probably right. Like I am at Walt Disney World in June in a jacket. That's because Pam had been there for like, 3 weeks before saying, I think I might die of the heat because the heat index is 105 like constantly. No, but yeah. So, but the monorail was clean. I'll say what. I love staying in the Contemporary. You know what I got though?
I haven't even talked to you about that. Yeah.
So, anybody can call in, we'll rank stuff if you want, but 407-584-7173, the number is that, and the phone line is open. So everybody calls in at the end of the show, but you can call in now if you want. Contemporary gives me Disneyland hotel vibes so bad. Like, I don't know if like when you stayed there, you got that. You stayed at Disneyland Hotel, right?
Yeah. I've stayed there.
Yeah, you stayed there with me. I total Disneyland hotel vibes because this is the first time I ever stayed there. I was like, this is the Disneyland hotel at Walt Disney World. I loved it. You know how much I loved it.
And the way that we've done like that entryway, like the lobby area, I feel like it's kind of like feels more like Disneyland hotel too. But I just loved it. This because we've done Garden Wing and we've done a theme park view room. Very fortunate that we were able to do those. And when we stayed in the theme park view room, like I didn't even like notice that or hear the monorail like going through the hotel. Like I thought I'd like hear it constantly, like, and then like you just walk off your room and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like inside the Contemporary right now. Like this is amazing, like, hold on, let me just go downstairs and get breakfast real quick and I'll quick bring it up to the room. Like it just had this magical feeling about it. And like, oh yeah, let's go on the monorail this morning from our room. Like oh man, it was the best. It really was.
It felt even that way for me in the Garden Wing, even though I had to walk over. But if we have our next caller, but I'll hold on.
The Garden Wings are great too. Like, oh my God, I love the Garden Wing.
Those rooms were huge.
Yeah.
By myself, it was a crime. But we have our caller. Hey, who's joining us? Thanks for calling in.
Mike, Scott, it's Rogers down in Arkansas. How are you?
Good, Rogers. What's going on?
Well, just got back from Disneyland on Friday. Spent the week out in Disneyland. Flew out there on Monday. So yeah, it's just calling in to talk about it. It sounded like you guys needed some callers.
We do. Well, hey, first, I mean, I know you're legit. We got you because I know you. But what's your favorite? Well, since you were at Disneyland, we're gonna modify it a little bit. What was your best snack of the trip? Real quick, I got to ask you this: Did you go to the Royal Veranda and get that new snack that's like it's got like was it like a fried chicken and slaw between two Mickey beignets? Tell me you got that.
I did not.
Oh,
no, I didn't. And it's funny. I've got a pretty cool story around dining, but honestly, mine is probably pretty weak. We had a blueberry cheese Danish from Maurice's one
That's
morning.
not weak.
And
That's
I thought
pretty
it
good.
was phenomenal.
That's not weak at all. And then like what's cool about it is like it's unique. Like normally you hear like that's not like the snack that you would typically hear, right? So I think that's great. I love it.
That works. So tell us about the trip. That works. Tell us about the trip.
Yeah, so I called in a few years ago, right before Mike, you and you went down for your first trip. We were there the week before you, and that was our first visit back in 22. And so we took our daughter. My daughter is the one that walked like the 30,000 steps last year for the first time without a stroller at Disney World. And so we went to Disneyland this year, and we took my in-laws went with us, a sister-in-law and her husband, and then her two kids went with us as well. And one of the things that we did, we actually Airbnb'd a house right behind the convention center, which worked out great. We were like a half mile away from property. Got to walk down to the entrance by Disney Springs, which was super convenient, nice and easy to get in and out of the park. So that was the first thing. It gave us lots of space. There was a pool there. There was a hot tub at the house that made it super easy at the end of the night to come in from the parks and get in the hot tub and get some recovery. But really the biggest thing was, all the 70th anniversary stuff that was going on. I mean, it was everywhere. They're really making a big deal about it. And so it was cool to see some of that stuff. Paint the Night was amazing. But I every time I think about the trip, I think about being in Cars Land for Shaboom. I mean, that's immediately the first thing that comes to mind, is being out there where the neon lights come on and the songs come on. It's probably like the number one thing. And my nephew who was with us, he's 13 now, but when he was little, I mean, Cars was on constantly, just on repeat. So it was really cool for him to get to see Cars Land, I get to see Mater, Lightning McQueen, and just be there in Radiator Springs. That was really cool and really fun. The one thing that I will say that kind of stood out, we felt like the cast members actually weren't as friendly as they are at Disney World. We go to Disney World all the time, and the thing that you always hear is the cast members are a notch up at Disneyland, right? And then the cruise line is kind of like the upper echelon of cast members, and we were actually a little let down by that out there this go round. One example, Tiana's Value Adventure, we waited for an hour to ride the ride, and it shut down. And when they pulled us out of line, we're used to getting rewarded with a lightning lane at Disney World, and there was no compensation. I did go to City Hall and talk to them about it, and they gave us the lightning lane pass. But that was kind of interesting. But no, overall Disneyland's great. I know you guys have been talking about it and hyping it up. It's just so nice to be able to bounce back and forth between the parks during the day. You get so much accomplished in a single day at Disneyland, especially if you pay for the lightning lane whenever you're out there. So it was great. But it was kind of like, I just heard you talking, Mike, a little chilly down in Orlando. I mean, the highs were in the mid 70s, and when you woke up in the morning, it was the mid to high 50s. So that was a little bit different too, being in a long sleeve shirt or a sweatshirt during the day, and then at night it was pretty chilly too. So, but overall it was a good trip, great time. Loved Disneyland. We will definitely be back. But it was a good trip. I thought I would just call because it sounded like you had some dead air on the line.
Well, we appreciate it.
That's
And
great.
man, it sounds like a great trip. So I still have never seen Paint the Night, because obviously we went about the same time, and Paint the Night had, stopped before that. So what would you rank Paint the Night as far as parades you've seen at all the Disney destinations? Is it the best parade you've ever seen?
Yeah, probably so. I mean, overall, the best parade. Yeah, I think one of the things there, the crowd management at Disneyland, it feels like 4th of July every night whenever the fireworks and the parade are going, in Disneyland Park. So we actually watched the first parade kind of from afar. I was actually standing up on the patio at Jolly Holiday to watch it the first go round. But then me and my wife actually hung back. Everybody else went to the room. She really wanted to see it like in all its glory. And so we watched the second parade in the evening and had, a really good spot right in the hub. Got a good view of the entire parade. And it really is. It's a great parade. But I would say if you can stick it out to that last one, the crowd levels plummeted from the first showing of the parade to the second one. We were very comfortable watching the second parade and the first parade. Like I said, it felt like 4th of July at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, those apparently, the locals come for the entertainment, for the parade, the fireworks, they come out and see. I mean, Scott, you've been out there many times. You've seen Paint the Night, so and you've always hyped it up. So I can't wait to see it. Yeah. Well, we appreciate the call, and I'm glad you had
it's a great show.
Yeah, I can't wait. Hope I get to see it when I go out in January. So I got to wait a while, but I guess the wait will be. I've waited all this time. I've waited years and years, so I guess a few more months won't matter. But I'm definitely hyped.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait. Well, thanks for the great trip report.
Well, maybe we'll cross paths. Maybe we'll cross paths at the cruise port. We're going to be getting off the Magic the day that you guys are getting on.
Shut up! Really? No way. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be. I mean, yeah, we'll have to high five. We get so you're getting off on July 6th. Nice.
We are climbing off. We'll be on the 2nd through the 6th. Hitting both the Disney Islands. It'll just be my wife and I. We did the Wish. That's the only cruise ship that we've done so far. We did that last summer, and so we're excited to be on the Magic. We kind of had it on the books before we knew about the Be Our Guest podcast cruise. So we wish that we could have been there, but we already had it booked. So
just move it.
On there 1 week before you guys.
Just hide out, just like a stowaway, and just don't get off. We'll find you. No,
yeah, there you go.
just we'll make it work. No, but real quick, what are you looking forward to the most on the Magic? Have you done like any research, or is there anything that's got you? I'm so pumped to get on the ship, but like, is there anything you're excited for that cruise?
I mean, since it's just me and my wife, I would say I'm pretty excited about getting to experience the adults only areas a little bit. I've heard that they're a little bit more vast, I guess you could say, on the Magic. And so excited about that. Last year on the Wish, we didn't get a lot of time to spend at the adult only area. So pretty excited about that. And just being able to stay out a little bit later without, my daughter there, being able to experience some of the late night stuff. And honestly, seeing the new island. I mean, everybody talks about how beautiful the water is out there at Lighthouse Point. So I'm excited about seeing that. We've got one of those unique rooms, what they call it, like a captain's veranda or something, where it's like the covered veranda
at
the back of the ship. So I'm kind of interested. Yeah, the Navigator. There you go, the Navigator veranda. So we're kind of excited to see what that's like. But I am a little bit nervous, Mike. You've been talking about needing Dramamine for these smaller ships, so I am a little anxious about that. We'll make sure that we're loaded up and don't have to get seasick while we're at it.
No, I think it'll be fine. I mean, but it's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And here's another tip, that they have motion sickness pills. You don't even have to go see the doctor down on deck 1, right outside the door for the doctor. They're just there in like a little basket. So if you ever need them, you can go down there 24 hours. There's just like the tablets are there if you ever need them. They're free. You just grab them. So even if you forget to pack them, so they're there. Deck 1 forward down the medical center, healthcare center. So if you ever have the need, just grab them. But I've sailed on Navigator's Veranda on the classic ships. I think it was on the Wonder. But I'll say those things are awesome. They're really cool. They got like a compass. They got like,
they look really cool. I thought about booking one myself.
Yeah, they're really sweet. Like they got all kinds of like little nautical touches in them. You're gonna like it. They're dang cool. So I think you'll really like it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit less expensive, right? I mean, it's not the middle of the ship. That's where we were last year, but it saved us a few bucks. It's just my wife and I, so we're kind of thinking like we won't be in the room a ton, but maybe at the end of the night, being able to sit out there and be covered in the Navigators veranda. We thought that would be pretty cool, so we're going to try. What would you ask me? What we were looking forward to most? What should we be looking forward to the most based on your experience from being on the Magic?
Well, see, I haven't been on the Magic since '98, since Disney Cruise Line launched, the inaugural year. So I haven't been on the Magic since then. So it's been 26 years. But I'm excited to see like the Tangled dining experience, because that's like a dinner and a show kind of thing. That's going to be fun. The Tangled show the first night, that'll be fun to see. You know, they have great shows on there. Just, you know, I've been sailing the big ships for so long. I'm excited to be on a classic ship that's smaller, and for me too, going to Castaway, and I've never been to Lighthouse Point either. So being able to see Lighthouse Point for the first time, that's going to be a plus. And being on both of those islands on a classic ship, I think is going to feel so good, because I'm used to being on those islands, like on the Dream and the Fantasy and the Wish or the Treasure or whatever, when they're just packed, you know, like they're at these big capacities, where I think, and I don't think our sailing's even sold out. I'm pretty sure it's not. And so I think
Really?
on a classic ship that's not even full, I think these two islands are going to feel really, really good. And I'm really excited about that. I think the beaches are going to be like open, and it's going to feel way different, considering I've been the last 10 years on the big ships. That's what I'm excited for. Scott, what do you think? We're selling together. So Scott, what do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, similar things. Like, I'm very curious what the capacity is going to be like, because for our itinerary, like, cabanas just opened up this week, which is crazy. Like, you saw, like, I logged in one day and I saw like 5 cabanas available to book. I'm like, and I kept thinking, like, is this because it is a classic ship and there's less guests, and like, were they holding them back for whatever reason? It just like really surprised me. So yeah, I'm curious like what that's gonna feel like, because I've been to Castaway Cay like 7 or 8 times and never on a classic. So I'm very curious like how that crowd level is gonna be. But all new experiences, right, Rogers? Like all the new to me restaurants, like that Keys Lounge looks super cool. Like really excited to see that, and like the nighttime areas, and just exploring a ship that's gonna feel new to me. I know it's not old, but I know it's gone through dry dock and all that. But it's gonna feel like a new ship to me, and there's no better feeling I feel like than exploring something that's new, right? So, and I can't wait to do it.
Yeah, I mean, we're Disney fans, right? We go crazy about a new experience. So that's kind of where we are too. You know, just the fact that it's something different than what we've done, something, you know, obviously the nostalgia of it being the first ship. We were kind of looking at it and we're like, well, you know, who's to say how much longer that thing's going to be out at sea? You know, so we might as well get on it. If we're gonna see all the ships, we need to start at the beginning. So we're excited about that too. But no, it's going to be good. I'm excited to be down there. We'll have to catch up after we get back from each of our cruises and kind of
we'll compare notes,
swap notes on how things went.
Okay,
yeah.
Real quick before we cut you loose, Rogers, what are the odds? Like, give us a percentage. What's the percentage you do the aqua dunk on your cruise?
Oh, are you kidding? 100.
100%,
no question.
My back is jacked today. Like I'm at that point in my life where I just got up this morning and like went to tie my shoes and my back was screwed up. Like I went to bed and it was fine. I do not even know. Like,
yeah.
Dude, so I don't know, man. That thing could screw me big time, if I go down it. So I think I should, but it's like playing with fire. I don't know, man. There's anything where the ground fall comes out from under you?
Your boy will be on it. I will be on it for sure. There's no question about that. Gonna make sure that we ride the aqueduct. Gonna make sure that we do as many of the experiences as we can. Again, you know, without our daughter being there, it does, you know, she's 9. And so there's a lot of things that get prioritized with her. And a lot of things that go on the back burner for me and my wife. Obviously, if my daughter was there, we would for sure be doing the aqueduct. But I think we're just excited about that. You know, we can move a little bit faster, just the two of us. You know, the smaller the party, the more flexible you can be. So yeah, we're gonna soak up as much of the ship as we can in the 5 days we're on there, and we're gonna be out there over the 4th of July. So yes. I don't know if there'll be special fireworks on the 4th of July or what that looks like, but you know, it'll be a holiday out at sea too. So it's it's going to be a good experience. Can't wait to get out there.
Oh yeah, we've done 4th of July on the Wish, and it's awesome. They do 4th of July fireworks. Yeah, you'll like it. You'll have a good time. Trust me, it'll be patriotic. So be ready. Be ready.
I love to hear that. So
yeah, you'll love it.
Hey, I'll free up the lines for somebody else, and I'll call you back once we're all back from our cruises, and we'll swap notes on the Magic.
Sounds great. Until then, you take care. Love the background ambiance too, man. That added to the show. I love the birds.
I know the birds were great.
That's awesome. All right, you take care, Rogers.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm about to mow my yard.
So, there you go.
You'll be in my ears while I'm chopping the grass.
All right. Well, keep it straight. Keep it
Thanks for everything you do.
All right. Take care. You too. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. 407-584-7173. We have time for one more call in this show. If we can get it in here soon. 407-584-7173. Yeah, I just kept hearing the birds. I'm like, this is awesome. The birds.
Just missing our sailing too.
I know, isn't that funny? He's getting off, we're getting on. And somebody's asking about transportation options to get to Port Canaveral. Disney Dad over on Instagram. We've always just used private transfers to get over there. We've used a company called Southern Elegance before, is a company we've used. Guess we're going to do that again.
Yeah, that was one of the things I want to talk to you about.
I was thinking about that on the flight home the other day, a couple days ago. I was like, we got to book that pretty soon. We're going to figure it, but we'll get it. I mean, they always have plenty of transportation.
Yeah.
But, yes,
I sometimes will rent a car. I know it sounds silly to like pay for a car rental and then pay for it to park there, but like sometimes it's cheaper than renting a private transfer if you're not splitting it with anyone, Like, but that's more for like the 3-night cruises that I'll do that for. But so it depends on like your length of cruise and what kind of rental rate you can get. But sometimes that might work out because then you don't have to worry about your transportation from the airport or anything either. Like it just covers my whole transportation for the week.
That's true. All right, we have our last call. That's good. That's a good point too. All right, we have a last call tonight. Hey, who's joining us? Hello, caller. I hear us. Hey,
this is Patty.
Hey, Patty. You might need to turn down your whatever that is.
Yeah, I'm trying. I hear it.
This, what? It makes me feel like you're, because I see you're in 636. So it makes me feel like you're like the old KMOX days and back when I was young.
Yeah,
Jim White would be like, turn down your radio, caller.
Turn down your iPad. He never said that.
I know. He'd be like the grumpy old. Real quick, what's your favorite Walt Disney World snack? So I know you're legit, even though you're from St. Louis.
Oh, my snack. Okay, well, back to Disneyland. We love the macaroons at Holly Jolly. Okay. It's not really a snack. It's more of a dessert, but since you guys were talking about Disneyland, love it.
I'm not hanging up on you, so we're good. Okay, good. so sorry, what was your name? I didn't catch it.
Patty.
Oh, my name's Patty.
Patty, sorry. I was trying not to hang up on you there because of the radio thing. Okay, Patty, what's going on?
That's okay. I just wanted to tag on to your discussion of the Magic and tell you something that my daughter and I love about the Magic. We've been on all the ships except for the Treasure. The Magic is her favorite, I think, because it was her first ship and it came out the year she was born, and she loves the Magic. But one thing to notice, and this isn't, anything bad, it's just something that we love to notice, is there's no infrastructure to it. So when they built the Wish, they made elevators and tunnels and everywhere for the characters to get around, but that's not on the Magic. So like one night we were skipping the pirate show. We had gone out to the deck to watch the fireworks, and we came back in, and an officer came there and said, can you just step back from the elevators real quick? And as we stepped back, the doors opened, all the characters got out in their pirate costumes because they were coming from the show, and there's nowhere like inside for them to go.
I like that. I think that's pretty awesome, to be honest. As somebody
just
who's
like
sailing.
This little detail that we love to watch for. And on the other little thing is on the last night when they're doing the goodbye show. You know how Disney Cruise loves their confetti.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So watch at the very end of the show, the confetti for that show is 4 cast members up in the corner of the upper balcony with a little styrofoam cup of confetti. And at the very end, they dump their confetti.
So it's not like an automated system. It's not like a confetti gun or something. It's people up there with cups. So I am watching for that because I will film that because that is so funny. Oh man.
It is just one of those little things that we love about that classic ship, and just something different.
That's fun. I love these stories.
Yeah. So those weird things, right? That you remember from your child, like your kids, right? Like with Mallory, because Mallory's like 17 now, right? But when we took her on her first cruises, and I bet you a lot of people's kids did this when they were little, she would pick up all those little gold Mickey heads, like the confetti Mickey heads, and like collect them like they were silver dollars. I mean, we had so many of them. I mean, they didn't have to vacuum the theater or wherever they were doing the show because she would go around and pick them all up.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure my daughter still picks them up, and she's 27. So, yes, totally understand.
I think we have some golden Mickey's confetti in the room next to me right here on Emily's like little cork board. I'm pretty sure we got some golden Mickey confetti.
So it's all of us. Okay, so we're just admitting we all pick them up. Okay.
Yep.
Good stuff.
That's awesome.
So you've sailed them all. What would you? We're going to rank things. So rank your Disney ships from favorite to least favorite. Not best to worst, but favorite to least favorite, if you had to.
I don't know that I have a least, but right now, Fantasy is my favorite.
There you go. Mine too.
And then probably the Wish, the Magic, I've only been on the Wonder once to Alaska. So, that's hard to put in there because that's a totally different animal to go to Alaska. So
that seems to be true for most people. Like my one time on the Wonder was Alaska, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was right after COVID. It was that probably was the best cruise we ever had, but it can't be ranked in there because it's just totally different. And then I've only been on the Dream once, so I guess it's my least favorite, but nothing against it for sure.
Yeah, it's really hard because when you're ranking a ship, a lot of times the itinerary plays into it too, right? I think a lot of people like me, I like the Fantasy too because it was doing 7-nighters, and a 7-night cruise is always going to be better than like a 3-night Bahamian cruise, 7-night to the Eastern Caribbean, like that rocks. That's a great, but the Fantasy just flows.
When we went on the Fantasy, it was a very special cruise. It was a Halloween. And it was 2 stops at Castaway and 1 stop at Lighthouse. So it was amazing.
And the Dream is my favorite.
2 cabanas out of those 3 days.
Oh man, no kidding, dude. Yeah, you could have been on a life raft, and that'd have been your favorite ship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. And Scott said his favorite's the Dream.
Yeah, like your least favorite is my favorite because I sailed it the most. I've sailed the Dream the most. It was our first ship was on the Dream, it just like has special memories with me, right? But I love the Fantasy, but I've only sailed the Fantasy once. So I feel like if I'm boarding the Fantasy tomorrow and like do a 7-night cruise on it, I'm probably gonna change my mind, But it's just I just love them all.
Yep.
Yeah, so many people do though. I mean, I hear over and over people say the Magic is their favorite because it's just got that classic like nostalgia feel, the small ship because of there's not so many people. So we'll see. I mean, because I haven't been on, the last time I sailed a classic ship was the Wonder. I did a Western Caribbean cruise on that when Mallory was like 9.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been like 8 years since I've been on a classic ship. So I'm just wondering because I know, man, when I go into that atrium, I'm going to be like, whoa, what happened?
That you will notice it there for sure. Definitely.
I've been watching videos and I mean, that is noticeable for like if it's your first cruise you don't notice it, but if you've like walked into the Treasure, the Wish, especially like how wide open that is now with like that stage and everything they have there, and you go into, I'll be like, where'd the atrium go? But it'll be fun. It'll be good. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I can't wait. So well, appreciate it. Thanks for the call. And I can't tell if it's gonna rain tonight here or not, so we'll see. Where in St. Louis are you? What part?
Well, St. Charles. I'm very close to you, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, St. Charles.
Cool.
I live right behind Target.
Oh, I'm right across the street from Target. Here's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I figured it was
right
close.
across 94. Yeah, I'm right behind J Bloom. Not that anybody else
Well,
knows where I'm at.
yeah, I knew you were on the other since your daughter goes to Howell. But
There you go. HOW. There you go.
Yeah.
I love this show. We're all over the world, but we're still Howell, baby. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. We appreciate the call, Patty. That's awesome. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. That's awesome.
Oh, we got to talk some.
I think I'm gonna watch a magic video tonight. I think I'm gonna. We talked about it yesterday. We're like, you know what? We should kind of know what we're getting into a little bit. So I think we're gonna try to find some videos to watch over these next like 3 to 4 weeks and get excited.
So I have real quick advice. If there's one that I watch, I'm still not done with it. It's 2.5 hours. It's just a dude that walks the ship. I mean, and he talks about, he walks every deck, like every hallway. And he says on the left, these are category 5Bs, 5Cs. 5
Oh, wow. Super detailed.
Really boring. Yeah. I mean, it's like pretty boring on the passenger decks. But, he does do the other decks, right? So he goes past all the shops and he goes past he walks through the restaurants and because they're closed and stuff like that. But he shows you the elevator banks. So if you want to know what the ship looks like, it's great. So I'll send you the link to that. Or I'm telling you that dude.
I know the dude. I know.
What I sent you is so funny, but you got to have a certain sense of humor to like it. Pam thinks it's so dumb. But
I know my wife will think it's dumb. I already played like a little clip of it for her, and she did not like it.
It cracks me up. I don't know why, but I'm telling you, gotta watch out.
So that's one thing I don't like about the Wish, because like I have video of like we did like a cruise in February, so I haven't shared it yet because I just want to start sharing the Hawaii videos, But like the way that ship is designed, and I'm sure the Treasure is the same way. Like they will block off the restaurants when they're not using them. Like we're like on the Dream and Fantasy, you could just like walk through those restaurants during the day, right? And just like get like cool video, but like they'll just like purposely like block them off, which I kind of don't like. Like, what if I want to just walk through the Avenger restaurant, like early in the morning and take a look at it? I don't know.
And I think they do close I think they close like Animators and Tangled restaurant, Rapunzel's restaurant off. I think. I don't know. They have doors.
I just felt like on the Dream class, like they're like more accessible, like during like non-dining hours. I just remember that a little bit, but I don't know. But on the Wish, like you can't like they actually have like these walls that they'll open up and like close up. Like it just feels completely different. Like during the time of day, it's interesting.
Yep, but, I agree. Yeah. And we're getting so close. I mean, we sail next month. And oh man, so close. But
4 weeks from today?
No, less than that, because today's the 8th. Oh, well, 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks from today.
4 weeks, yeah, so less than a month and 4 weeks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so no live show in 4 weeks from today.
We'll be having dinner right now at what was the schedule again?
It is at Rapunzel's Royal.
Rapunzel's, that's right.
Yes, we'll be going to Rapunzel.
That's what 8:15. We're 4 weeks from this moment. We're being seated right now.
Yes, we'll be walking into the restaurant. Yes, yeah. I'll be starving. No,
dude, we will be like so like excited. Something about like that first dinner
of
the
so
cruise.
Cool. Like, where's our table? Like, that's always that excitement. Like, where's our table?
Yeah, what's our table number? Oh, you're 86.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. Yes. So 4 weeks. We got 3. God, can you believe that? We only have 3 more call-in shows before we go on the cruise. I love countdowns like that. Do you do this too? Okay, I know we got to end the show, but like this is how my brain works. And I don't know if anybody else's brain works this way. Because Pam went to the grocery store. She goes on Sundays, right? So we get a new gallon of milk. I always look at the expiration date of the milk.
And I knew you were gonna say. I think
this milk will expire by the time you get to go on the cruise.
I do that too. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It's almost within the range.
That's when you know you're getting close. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yes, I do that.
It's not quite, but it's almost. It's like so close now.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. 100%.
I do that. Yeah, it's so weird. Anyway, if you have weirdness like this, come over to the clubhouse and share. It's a safe space. beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. There's the plug for that. All right. Let's see. Somebody said something for Scotty G over on Instagram. Lansing, Michigan was on a HGTV for one of the ugliest houses. It looks like a UFO. You have a UFO house in Lansing, Michigan?
Do we have a UFO house? We got some interesting houses. I'll say that.
Somebody just wanted you to know that. Anyway,
I got to research it now. I'm gonna go drive to it tonight. I'm gonna go find it.
It was on HGTV apparently today.
Okay, sweet.
All right, we're closing out, but we'll be back again next Sunday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, taking your calls, talking cruise line, Walt Disney World, Disneyland, whatever's on your mind. So if you didn't get in tonight, give us a call next Sunday night. Until then, don't forget our show is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We're standing by all week to help you plan great Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, and Adventures by Disney vacations. The best part, no additional cost to you. So check out all the details right now over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. We could not do it without your support. So thank you so very much for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. This week we talked about just those small toys that I remember from my childhood. Things like the glow-in-the-dark yo-yos, the stompers. I don't know if you remember stompers. This little cardinal toy that we got at the Cardinals games is a giveaway, and you put a little water in it, and you blow in the little Cardinal's tail. This was a St. Louis Cardinal baseball toy, and it would make the exact sound of a cardinal bird. And to this day, that's how I know what a cardinal bird sounds like. And I heard a cardinal last night on my walk with Pam, and my whole generation in St. Louis knows that's what a cardinal sounds like, because these little stupid plastic, like 3-inch birds. We talked about just things like that from nostalgia. Like kids today, I don't even think they care about little $5 toys, but that's what we did. I mean, we love these little like $5 toys, like yo-yos and plastic birds that you dumped water into and blew into their tails. I don't know, but that's what Mike in the Midwest is about, just stories from the past. So coming over patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can follow us on social media. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram, x.com, and Threads. Scott is at Epscott, EPSCOT. So give him a follow in all those places. But where you need to go is Must See Adventures on YouTube. So, Scott, what's happening over on the channel this week?
Yeah, we just shared our sunrise hike up Diamond Head. That was a lot of fun. Please tune into that one. It's really awesome. You got to see some gorgeous views of just climbing up a crater to start the day at 6 a.m. Awesome day. And then we go to the famous Duke's restaurant where, Mike, you called me from there. You probably don't remember. Maybe you do remember. Yeah. Because I was like 6 hours behind. I was having lunch. You called me from the live show. It was awesome. But yeah, it's a great fun episode. Emily does her last band performance, and now I'm back in the editing studio for a fun day in Waikiki, like Honolulu area. Liz and I do a little driving tour, just going to like cool spots to explore. So it'll be a lot of fun.
So I saw Liz was doing some voiceover work in the studio, and that's where she does her work. And you guys, I love that you guys have had teamwork there. But will that next episode drop probably by the time this is on the feed on Thursday?
Yep. I'm hoping so. Yeah. So hoping the next one. So there's this thing called the Shaka app that we just love. So it's like, we did one on a couple episodes ago. We did a walking tour of the Shaka app, where as you go see landmarks, and this one is a driving one, which we did for my 40th birthday too, but we never finished this particular one. So we're right there in Waikiki. So we just went for it. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, you'll definitely hear the voice of Must See Adventures. Liz Gardner will definitely have some narration there. It's a fun day. Oh, and the UFO house, I know exactly where it is. Like, I don't live too far away from it. It's like in DeWitt Township, which is like the town over from where I am. And I know I saw the street that's on the address. Yeah, I drive on that street quite often. So I'm going to look for it the next time I'm on it.
Yeah, that's what Corinne says. It's in DeWitt.
DeWitt.
There you go. All right. So check out Must See Adventures, subscribe and like all the videos. And so we will we'll have the shows this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Great trip report coming your way. Tomorrow it comes out here in just an hour if you're tuned in live, and they'll have listener questions on Wednesday. You have a question for the show, Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Get that in quickly if you want to be on today's or this week's show. And then Friday, Pam will be joining me. Ricky probably. We got to see. I'll send a text. We'll find out. We'll have somebody on the shows. We know we're always there. It's always a mix of the four of us, and it's usually me because I got buttons.
Yeah, a mix of the other three. You're you're solid. You're always there.
Well, because I got to keep the Cal Ripken thing going. It's a thing.
Though sometimes you might secretly take a nap.
I have done
lay
that
down.
Show, but sometimes Cal didn't play all 9 innings every time, but he played.
That's true.
He started. He got in.
He started.
He did start the games. He didn't end them. I always ended the show.
Yeah, you do end them though.
I've started and I've ended. Now the middles, I've phoned it in a couple times. I'll be honest, but we're there. All right, we're jumping out of here. Have a great Sunday night, everybody, or a great Thursday if you're listening on the feed. So for Scotty G from Must See Adventures, I'm Mike here in Missouri. You guys have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
It's funny. So Liz, like, I don't know what it is, like how it is where you live, but like the cottonwood, like the allergies are just like so bad, like right now. So like she's kind of been under the weather this week. I was like, oh, but I need you to record those voiceovers.
Oh man.
So like she sounds like a little different than she normally does. And like we were watching it yesterday because we shared the new episode yesterday. She's like, I kind of like this voice I have going on.
Sometimes that stuff does help. Yeah, seriously. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I've had the same thing, like where I've had a sore throat, and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
my voice is deeper.
I know. She's like, I kind of like this.
I
That's why we went for a walk yesterday. She was like, Scott, like, I don't like what made you decide like that I should be like the narrator? Like, I was like, because it's all of our channel, you know, like I feel like I'm like the in video like narrator, right? Like I go into selfie mode and like I kind of tell the story.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I think it's good that
voice helps. I agree with that.
yeah. So then if I did it, like it's just the me show. Like, you know, I think it helps that you jump in, kind of like with the podcast, right? Like, and then you jump in and you share some narration because I'm mostly the one talking to the camera, I feel like a lot. So like she's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So I think it's a good balance that we have with the show.
I agree with that. Yeah, she's super good at it too. Like,
yeah,
100, yeah. When you got two different voices, also it keeps your brain engaged.
Exactly.
It's better for viewership, I think. And now that you're monetized.
1,082 subscribers. So remember, like just a couple of weeks ago, we're trying to get to 1,000. So now we're like almost got out, almost to the next batch of 100.
We'll probably be at 1,100 by next week. I bet
probably, like at the rate it's been going. Yeah. Like I think it's been like 40 a week, kind of, since we hit 1,000. So yeah,
that's crazy. That thing is going fast.
I know. I like it. It's funny. Awesome. I've been trying to use like more like hashtags like in the video description, which I kind of don't like to do, but like I think that might draw people sometimes, you know. So, but
yeah, I don't know how YouTube works.
Yeah, I don't know
how social media works, to be honest. But
yeah,
but
I think the Hawaii videos, I think because there's less of that, like so there's so much Disney content, right? So I think like when I post a Disney video, it's like hard to like hit an algorithm, but I think the Hawaii videos are kind of hitting a different audience, which is good, right? So people are finding it.
I'd agree. Yeah. But yeah. I'm trying to think, like, are more people searching Hawaii than Disney? Probably more people.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. There's probably 10 times more Disney content.
For sure. But I'm still gonna post that stuff because this is for me. I just like posting our family vacations. Like when we're on the Magic, you know, I'm gonna be like recording, right? I mean, I have to.
I got these little mics.
Oh.
To record like when we're on there. Because the thing is, StreamYard, this service that we use, they just added mobile, so you can go like from an iPad or from an iPhone, like to all the locations. So we can, while we're on there, we can do live shows from our phone.
That'd be kind of sweet.
So I'm gonna try it because when and I mean, I don't know how the Magic's gonna be, but when I was on the Treasure, dude, it was fast enough to stream.
Was it?
I buy the top package.
I know. I might not. You know me, like I might not get the Wi-Fi. All my people are going to be there, right? Well, not all my people, but
I probably will, just because the clubhouse will want to see like what we're doing.
Yeah, it's fun to share updates.
Like late at night and just mess around for 10 or 15 minutes, like check in with everybody. It'd be kind of fun.
No, that will be fun for sure.
Yeah.
So that.
Especially like after
we got to do some planning, so maybe we can chat like sometime this week. Because I had a couple ideas for some things.
But totally. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. We totally need to. Yeah, I was gonna do it while I was down at World, but man, Pam has busy, so it was busier than I expected.
For sure.
But we need to figure a couple things out, but I can't wait to get there. But it needs to be sooner rather than later, so we'll do it.
I know, because 4 weeks. I know, and like
we can't just be like, okay, we'll do it eventually, because it's like soon.
I know, because I go down like on a Wednesday, so like 3 weeks from Wednesdays when I head down. So like if I need to like order stuff, like I need to get on that now. It's like if Liz is gonna make cups, which is
we need
kind of planning. Yeah,
I'd like to do stuff together if we can.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. So that's what I was gonna ask you. Like we plan on making like a cups for like each stateroom or something.
Yep.
And then I was like, we put a Must See Adventure sticker in, and like I was gonna ask you, do you have stickers that we can put in, or I can put an order in?
I have some. I need to order. I should probably order one.
Because it'd be cool. Then like we could just put them both on there or something. Like,
cool.
Yeah, like a family name or whatever. We can talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk to Tuesday. Well,
Yeah, let's talk
Tuesday's my anniversary.
Oh yeah, your anniversary Tuesday. We'll talk. We'll talk. But
Maybe-
yeah, it might be easier to like you and I just like FaceTime or do something like this and not go live, or we can just kind of chat about it.
Let me, because I
Instead
got
of text.
a bunch of work to do tonight still. But
Yeah.
let me
Just hit
send
me
you.
up.
We'll figure it out, but we got to do it sooner rather than later so we could order some stuff because I do have to order.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. I will. Let me edit the show and get it up and figure it out. But yeah, we'll do this soon though. Like maybe even tomorrow if I can get some time.
Yeah. Yeah, just let me know. Yeah, I'll be around.
I'll let you know.
I'll be around, right?
Yeah, I'll let you know. All right, I'll talk to you.
That's my go-to line. All right. See
you.
ya. Have a good night,
everybody. All right.
Bye, everyone.